All right, everybody, I'm back with another episode of The Hard Count. I'm Michael Emami, and I recently had a great interview with Crean Lutheran High School's quarterback, Josh Forster. Forster is a member of the 2023 class and currently stands at 5 foot 9 inches and 145 pounds. Forster and I talked about him switching schools and how he adapted to his new program as well as his character on this episode. And Joshua, obviously from California, Southern California, and we talked a lot about that and how it was kind of difficult for him within Southern California with all the cancellations and stuff going on. And this is a message that goes out to all athletes that are from the California area. I'm more than happy to have you on and help you out with an exposure if you need to by coming on the show. Just let me know what I can do for you guys. I know it's been difficult. All right, everybody, here is Josh Forster. Enjoy. Tell me a little about how this year went. Was it a bit difficult for you navigating COVID and everything in California?
Yeah, it was kind of difficult this year in California, especially because every 2 weeks they would be like, yeah, we're allowed to play, and then they'll just keep postponing the season and going back to back. It was kind of hard that way, but at least we finally got to play.
Good news. And so kind of tell me about how your coaching staff and you kind of handled it. What was the kind of composure that went with it, and what kind of workouts did you do activity-wise and stuff like that?
So our coaching staff is Rick Curtis, Russell Oka for offense, and Coach Dan and Coach Bunnell and Coach Long for defense. They're outstanding coaches, amazing coaches. The drills we just did on-field work, passing, defense, 7-on-7 weightlifting. We just were staying in the game because Coach Curtis never gave up on us and saying yeah, we're gonna have a season, and just never gave up.
Yeah, that's good to hear, because just from all the stories that I've heard, just from every athlete that's navigated this pandemic, it's different from state to state. But tell me a little bit about how you navigated that. Tell me about your mindset, what you had going on. So tell me a little about how you kind of handled it on a personal level.
Well, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I was kind of mad in 3 months into it when our coaching staff just kept telling us that, yeah, we're gonna have a season, then just keeps getting postponed. I lost a lot of faith for this year, and it really got me bummed out. But then we got a text saying we just have the COVID test to play football. And then I just got really happy that we had a season this year, and that I'm just really glad that I didn't give up and quit.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And so kind of going into your film here, I know that you're very mobile. Obviously, you're easy on your feet. You throw on the run well. I wanted to kind of get into your workout regimen. What do you kind of do to practice on a weekly basis and in the weight room? Tell me a little about the story surrounding that.
So in the weight room, our weight instructor, Coach Shu, he's a great guy. We regularly do bench, squat, incline, deads. We do it all. We do little side stuff, because we have a decently big football team, so it's not like we're at the rack 24/7. So we do side stuff, band exercises to wait till a rack's ready and prepared for us.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. And so obviously with school, how do you go about balancing grades and sports? Because those are two very rigorous things that you have to manage. So how do you go about balancing those two things?
Well, usually we get out at 110. Well, sometimes we get out at 235 because for the freshmen, because our football team is combined from freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, since it's a private school. So practice would vary sometimes. Sometimes I get my homework done before practice, and then most of the time it was just after practice. Usually just stay up until 9, 10 doing homework, and then I'll just go to bed.
Yeah. And so I see that going to school-wise, so it says on Hudl, I think you're now at Crean, I think, Crean, right? You were at Fairmont SJC initially. Kind of going from that, what's kind of that switch like? I've had a couple athletes on here that have switched schools. Some say it's been a really easy transfer. Some say it's been very difficult, kind of getting used to a new system, especially from the quarterback position. So how was that switch for you?
Let me be honest. The first couple months were kind of hard. I was in the past. I was missing my old school a lot. And then when football started up again and saying we're going to have a season, I kind of was happy because I wasn't on varsity like most of the guys you interviewed. I was on JV, and I led them to a 5-1 season, and I just created a special bond with them and kind of forgot about my old school during that time. And it was kind of a good thing to get off my shoulders, saying okay, it's the past, but this is my new school. This is the future for hopefully an NFL career.
Yeah, that's obviously great. It's great to hear that you kind of adapted eventually and were able to form those bonds. That's good news. So tell me about your family life. Tell me about your mom and dad. How have they kind of influenced you?
So my mom is a big factor in my football career. I am adopted, so I didn't unfortunately grow up with a dad, but I have a lot of like good influences in my life. A lot of people showing me a good path to go on. My mom and family have pushed me a lot to be successful.
Okay, yeah. And so kind of going off of that, do you have any role models in college or the NFL or anybody historic that you kind of model your game after, you look up to?
Well, my NFL, I'm a Cowboys fan, so my probably Dak Prescott is one of my role models. Him or Aaron Rodgers because of their work ethic.
Yeah. Obviously, him coming back from what he went through is pretty tough. That
Yeah.
was a lot of mental toughness from him on his part. Because I know both of them are pretty good, and so kind of what you are looking at in the future right now. Have you been in communication with any colleges to this point? Anybody kind of reach out to you, or is there anything that you've toured or visited or anything like that?
Junior years when I'm gonna start touring like some D2, maybe D1 colleges. Like I really want to tour like Mississippi State or Texas A&M or like one of those kind of schools.
All right, cool. Is there any favorites you got right now?
Well, I'm a UCLA fan, but I don't have the like grade requirement for that, so that's kind of a bummer. But like probably like Mississippi State, Texas A&M, like I want to like go to like check out Oklahoma, like some of the top name schools.
Gotcha. Yeah, UCLA is a tough university to get into. They have a
Yeah,
pretty high GPA, low acceptance rate, very low acceptance rate for them. So it's definitely a really tough university to get into.
yeah.
So kind of going off of that, what's kind of the first thing you would want a college or program to know about you before they take you?
Um, that hmm, that I am a leader on and off the field, and I have a high work ethic in the classroom, on the football field, and trying to set a good example for kids to come play football, and like a good example for like if you're sitting alone like at school eating lunch, like I'll gladly walk up to you and sit down and eat lunch and have a conversation with you.
And so this is $1 million question. It's very difficult. A lot of kids struggle to answer this one, but I'm going to ask it to you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. If you were to get drafted by an NFL team, what would be your preferred team you'd want to get drafted by?
I mean, just making it to the NFL is a dream come true, but I gotta stick with the Cowboys. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Hey, well, thanks so much for coming on, Josh. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right, everybody, that was Josh Forster out of Crean Lutheran High School in California. If you'd like to contact Josh, his Twitter account is at JoshForster12. That's spelled at JoshForster. I'll be sure to post his Hudl link and information below as well. Again, it's Josh Forster12. If you'd like to contact me, my Twitter account is at Emami Michael. Both my Facebook and Instagram are at The Hard Count with Michael Emami. And my Snapchat is Michael Emami as well. So those are all the socials there for you. Again, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in and listening to this episode, and special thanks to Josh for coming on. This has been The Hard Count. Do you have what it takes to go D1?